I was going to wait for the sun to come out before doing this test, but the Note 9 might be out before that. So here I am in Hyde Park on a miserable cloudy day to see how the Galaxy S9 Plus with its 12 megapixel dual aperture camera stacks up against the Note 8's 12 megapixel fixed aperture. Every picture I take will be taken in auto mode, as that's what most people use. So, Samsung is well known for making the best smartphone cameras out there. The Note 8 features dual cameras with a 12 megapixel f1.7 and 12 megapixel f2.4 telephoto combination. Both the cameras on the S9 Plus feature a 12 megapixel sensor. The telephoto also has a f2.4 aperture, but the S9 has broken new ground by including a mechanical dual aperture that switches between f2.4 and f1.5, which in theory should mean better low light pictures. It does look really cool when the size of the aperture changes. But let's move on to taking some actual snaps with both phones. The S9 Plus pictures are on the left and the Note 8 pictures are on the right. The image taken with the S9 Plus look a little washed out with less detail, whereas the Note 8 has taken an image that's higher in contrast and just generally looks better. In these pictures you again see that the Note 8 has captured more detail. The pictures are brighter and punchier. However, the S9 Plus has taken a picture that's more true to life, clearly displaying how dull the weather is. Here's another picture of flowers. You're probably noticing a pattern now. The Note 8 is taking pictures that are brighter and higher in contrast. Both pictures look really good, but the bokeh on the S9 Plus seems to be so much better. This is a picture I took indoors with the curtains closed and lights off. My initial assumption or expectation was that the image taken with the S9 Plus would be brighter, but clearly you can see this isn't the case. Looking at the picture taken by the S9 Plus, I thought that maybe in auto mode the aperture wasn't switching to let in more light, but as you can see from the file details, it was using f1.5. Now onto a picture of food. Both phones took comparable images. The saturation and sharpness are pretty much the same, but the S9 Plus captured a slightly more detailed image. It's very hard to tell, so the difference is pretty much negligible. The biggest touted feature of the S9 Plus is the dual aperture and the ability to capture great nighttime shots. What the hell is that? Why is there such a huge solar flare, or in this case a light flare, in this image? You can clearly see the image on the right taken with the Note 8 doesn't have the same level of lens flare. The Note 8 has also captured a better, clearer image. It's also captured a better image here and here. It doesn't seem like the S9 Plus does very well when there's a street light in the frame, or any sort of bright light for that matter. All types of cameras are prone to some sort of lens flare, but this is bad. If Samsung wants the S9 Plus to be considered one of the best camera phones out there, they need to resolve this issue. If you take a picture without any bright lights in the frame, then the S9 Plus does a really good job. You can see the image on the left is clearer, more saturated, and it has more detail, whereas the picture on the right taken by the Note 8 is dull and lacking in clarity. This shows there's potential in the S9 Plus camera, but that lens flare issue needs to be resolved before it can be taken seriously. In terms of video recording quality, neither phones do a bad job, but the Note 8, as with the pictures, is recording video that is more saturated, whereas the S9 Plus is more true to life. Both cameras are capturing a similar level of detail, but when it comes to image stabilization, the S9 Plus is doing a better job. The S9 Plus also has another great trick up its sleeve. It can capture slow motion videos at an incredible 960 frames per second. A downside being the video is recorded at 720p and not full HD. You can see the parakeet's wings flapping really slowly here, which you wouldn't normally be able to see. Overall, the camera on the S9 Plus is lacking in comparison to the Note 8. It isn't fulfilling the promises Samsung made about capturing better pictures in low light. And as it stands, the dual aperture feature is just a marketing tactic. Having an aperture of f1.5 should produce better low light pictures, but this isn't the case. Maybe I'm giving Samsung too much of a hard time here. Maybe the lens flare issues will be resolved in a future software update, but for now, putting aside promises and judging the camera on its current merits, the Note 8's camera is far better. This has been Raju from Tectonic. If you enjoyed this video and it helped you, please like and subscribe, that would really help me out. Thanks for watching and see you guys later.